Wally, Mr. Jamal, I am happy to meet you. We've met for the first time today. I have heard your name around a lot. Like, who's your PR guy?
Basically, the city of Pittsburgh, whoever I perform in front of, I try to get to every stage that I can in the city.
Well, good job, because it's getting around. So you also write plays too, yes?
Yes. Written a scad of one-act plays that have been done in theater festivals at Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater over the years. Some of them have won Best Play, won Best Actor.
Now, you have quite a distinction at Pittsburgh Playwrighs Theater of having performed in 9 of the 10 pieces of August Wilson's Century Cycle.
Yes.
So what happened to the last one, number 10?
Well, there was a time when they were doing it, I believe it was at the August Wilson Center.
Uh-huh.
And I was asked to read for a part that I knew my friend Kevin Brown was going to get. So I'm like, no, it's okay. Just go on and give it to Kev. Because I know I wasn't going to do better. And when I went to see it, I was right.
Well,
it was amazing.
Sooner or later, you got to get down there and complete the set. What would they call that? The full Wilson or something like what?
Might as well. Let's call it that. I think we got something
Wally
started.
Jamal is the only guy in Pittsburgh with a full Wilson. It's
First
like,
kid on my block was full Wilson.
You're going to get phone calls. But there's a book that you're working on now, too, which is really interesting.
I'm actually republishing a book that was originally published in 1852 by a black man from right here in Pittsburgh. He was the very first black doctor in Pittsburgh. He had the very first black-run abolitionist newspaper in the city, in the country, past the Alleghenies. And his name was Martin Delaney. He was a major in the Civil War, appointed by Lincoln. He was the highest-ranking black man to serve in the Union Army during the conflict. Wow. He was an amazing man. And this book that he had put together, he wrote it in 1852, put it together after he was rejected a patent for a portable locomotive engine because African Americans were not considered citizens and only citizens could obtain patents. So he wrote this book. Now, this was also after he was expelled from Harvard. He was actually accepted into Harvard by Dr. Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. and was expelled because of the consternation caused by his presence there. Jeez. And he went through a lot of stuff. So he wrote this book, which it illustrates all the accomplishments that he had learned of African Americans up to that point. Wow. So there are a lot of people that he talks about in this book that even historians don't know about.
So you're like the guardian of the holy grail of information on this guy.
I do look at it as if it is historic gold.
Well, you certainly have a passion for history. And the piece that you're involved in now with Prime Stage Theater is A Lesson Before Dying.
Yes.
Is this a historical account?
Well, you could say it is. I mean, it's not an actual, factual historic account, but the things that do occur in this play have happened. We got to reach people. We got to understand that without knowledge of the past, we're going to relive it, and we're not going to go any further from it.
So what can you tell us about the plot of the show without any major spoilers?
Well, basically, it's the story of a young man who is on his way to go somewhere, and he's met by some friends who are in a car. They wind up getting in some serious trouble, and it winds up with him on death row. So it takes place in Louisiana in 1948. The young man's godmother, who raised him from a child, did the best she could with him. They referred to him in his trial as a hog. Now, this is his defense attorney describing him, knowing that he's not going to get shown any quarter at all, any justice at all. But this woman wants this young man to, she knows he's going to die. There's nothing she can do to stop it. So she wants him to take those last steps on earth as a man, upright, not crying, not screaming, not crawling, not being dragged, as a man, to show them that he's not a hog. And she puts together this teacher with this preacher that I play. The teacher is played by Lamar Darnell Fields, and he's doing a great job in rehearsal. They have such great chemistry. It's so well cast by Rich Keitel, and it just keeps going. And that is the real action of the play, because neither of us knows why the other is there.
Yeah.
She knows. The godmother knows. And she's played by Tracy Turner, who is doing a fine job, and she's going to mesmerize.
Oh, you've got a great cast.
Yes,
We're looking
it's
forward to
amazing.
seeing it.
Lamont Walker II playing Jefferson, the young man. We got Eric Martin, Everett Lowe, Lamar Darnell Fields, Hope Anthony, and Tracy Turner, and myself.
So 1948, examining racial bias in the justice system. Sadly, I think it's evident why it still resonates today. So how do you think a piece like this can, seeing a play like this now, can be an agent for social change?
I think that it's timeless. That it could have happened in 1848. And would have been just as poignant if it was 1948 or 1998. Because when you really look at it, you don't see that so much has changed. I mean, we keep hearing this story over and over about young black males being run over by the judicial system of this country. And got to wake up.
So what are you most hoping that your audiences will take away from having seen this production?
First and foremost, get an education. If you just look within yourself while you're learning, you will find that you have talents that will enable you to stand before kings, presidents, that we have them, and we have to encourage them and not shut it out and say, well, I'm not cool. But we really need to start a conversation. That's why we're going to have talkbacks after this. After a few of our shows, we're going to have these talkbacks to actually engage the audience and see what they've gained from watching it, the input that they can give us, and that we can give each other.
So we are very much looking forward to see this challenging piece of theater.
You got to see this show. This performance is going to be amazing.
So A Lesson Before Dying, yep. And I think to end on a light note, a play on the title. What is one lesson that you want to learn before dying? What's on your bucket list? What does Wali Jamal have to do?
I tell you what, I want to skydive.
Yeah, me too.
I do want to skydive.
Let's go. Nobody will go with me.
Really?
No, I can't believe this. I mean, I'm in the theatrical community. You would think everybody's dying to go. Nobody will do it.
30,000 feet.
Yes.
Martinis at 30,000 feet. Hey, you heard it. We're going to do it.
Right, and I think they give you a lesson on how. I mean, what is there to know other than jump?
A lesson before dying.
Right.
A lesson before jumping.
That may be your last one. Yeah. Are you going to change professions on us here? Is this what you're prepping us for?
No, I'm not going to do that.
A man of the claw.
Saving souls. I'm having enough trouble trying to save my own. Well, because I play a much older guy, so I use a much older voice. I mean, I'm a character actor, and character actors always stay working because they're always somebody different in every show.
There's a lot of characters out there, yeah.
So, I'm kind of old, and I'm Louisiana, and I'm very soulful when I'm talking. But I can bring the fire because God say there is hope.
I love it. You made me want to testify.